Hi, my name is Lauren Clifford, and I will be going over the assessment that I created for Rebecca Nearson on her ability to write her name independently. I chose this assessment because when I came to observe, I noticed that she kept turning around because her desk name tag was upside down, and I was like, well, what is she doing? And her teacher said, oh, she doesn't know how to write her name except from a model. And I said, okay. So I looked at her IEP and her eligibility, and I noticed that one of her strengths that she could write her first name on her own. So I was like, did they not notice that her name tag was on her desk and she just copied that the whole time? Or can she really not write her name without a model? I wanted to assess this. So, as for scoring, I always try to score writing assessments by thinking I'm a person who does not know the student. Could I legibly read what they wrote? You score each letter. So her name is Rebecca. She writes her whole name. You score each letter. Is it legible to a person who does not know the student well? And each letter that you can read, appropriate capitalization, and lowercase letters, you would put a point or a plus on top of that letter. And that's how you could score it and get a hard number score out of it. During the assessment, at first, Rebecca was frustrated. She said, I can't do this. And she got pretty upset. She began to whine. And I just kind of was encouraging. I said, well, I see that you can do this. And I just want you to try your best. If you can't do it, then move on, but just try your best. So I said, what does your name start with? And she was able to tell me what her name started with, and then she started writing. And I was like, well, I'll give you a smile or a treat, which is used in the classroom a lot. So she was ready to work. She was able to write her name. It was not in the line that I provided, but she was able to do the skill that I was assessing. She was able to write her name. It was legible. The only letter that I couldn't read was the last letter. And I guess that's a letter that they've been working on daily with her. So she was able to do this skill. She got a 90%. She missed that last letter, as we talked about, the scoring. Some of her strengths is she can do it, and you just have to be encouraging and make her want to do it. Some of her weaknesses is I kind of think, and what I've gathered from data, is she gets lazy or she thinks that whining will get her out of stuff. And I think that's just a shame. And I think that we really need to push her to work harder. I think this assessment was effective. I think I would change my expectations for her. I would want her to keep it in the space provided. I think she kind of is a trickster. I think she totally could write her name, and she was just messing with the teachers and didn't want to deal with it. So I think, or didn't want to think about it. So I think just expecting more from her is kind of what I would have chosen. The previous assessments that were discussed earlier do show that there's difficulty in writing, reading, and recognizing letters. She has made a huge improvement based on current data done by the teacher, and I really think that she needs to be pushed, and she can do a lot more than she appears to know. So I think the results go together. She is below her same age peers, but I really think she can work really hard and get there.